Up next, let's look at events, because this is the place where you breathe life into your experience and where you can create interactivity within all these different elements that you now added to the scene. So below you'll see there's two types of events: scene events that contain the whole scene, as well as object events that you define for each individual object that's in the scene. Now, with scene events, as you can see, there is automatically two events in there because we added two elements to the scene, and if there would be no event down here, they would not be rendered, right? So basically the system does that for you. It automatically generates an add object to scene event. Now, if we take a closer look at object events, let me pull that up here so we have a bit more space. You can see when we click event and add event that there is a new event name that we can give it. There is an model or an object that this refers to, in that case the toy plane, and there is a trigger that we can define. Now, there is a whole set of different triggers. On will appear just before an object appears, on did appear right after the object appears, on removal if it disappears, on tap gesture when you tap the object, on camera collision when the camera, so the POV basically of the user, collides with this object, when another object collides with this object, when there's a certain distance to this object, and when you look at this object in particular. So have in mind that when you tap this, there's even more options popping up. So for example, look at could be the user looks at an object, or also the object looks at a different target for at least the duration that you put in here, and that will then trigger an action. So most simple and versatile one is on a tap gesture. So let's take this one and add an action. You can see a view that pops up that gives you a whole set of actions that you can mix and match and combine. So you can add content to the scene or remove it. You can play an animation. You can update Blendshape weights when your 3D model supports Blendshapes. You can modify the transform, set the opacity dynamically. You can play audios, like set an ambient audio, toggle an ambient audio, play a normal audio, stop, emit haptics. You can also apply an impulse if your experience has physics, and apply angular impulses, reset element physics, and also scene physics. You can transition to completely new scenes. As we've seen before, you can create multiple scenes and then dynamically transition to new ones. You can set post-processing effects, surrounding effects, open a link, and also end the whole experience. As all good things, even your experience has to come to an end. There's also further dynamic behavior, specifically interesting if you want to, for example, toggle an event or an object, if you want to build like an on-off cycle or a button that you tap on and off that has multiple states. You can cancel scheduled actions, and if you want to dive deeper into custom scripting, a feature that we will be launching really soon for our agency clients, you can also trigger custom events, run scripts, and show debug messages.